Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to study the fourth topic of our hydraulic subject, that is the classification of fluid flows. Till now we have studied introduction to hydraulics, what do you mean by fluid, and the application of hydraulics in different disciplines and areas. Starting with the different characteristics of fluid and fluid flows on which it has been classified. We know that there are variety of fluid flow problems which are encountered in today's practice. So we should classify them on some of the characteristics. First characteristic is the viscous versus inviscid regions of the flow. As we know, when the two layers of the fluid are more relative to each other, a friction force develops between them, and then it slower the layers and tries to slow down the fast layer. Okay, so there are restrictions in the movement of the layers. This internal resistance to flow is defined by the fluid property known as viscosity, which is the measure of internal stickiness of the fluid. Viscosity is mainly caused by the cohesive forces between the molecules in liquids and molecular collisions in gases. Further, if there is no fluid with zero viscosity, I mean to say that there is no fluid with zero viscosity. Each and every fluid, whether it's blood, whether it's water, whether it's any sort of solvent or solution, it will have some sort of viscosity. Therefore, all fluid flows involve viscous effect with some or the other degrees. Flow in which the frictional effects are significant, they are known as viscous flows. Okay, so where we consider the flows with frictional effects, they are known as viscous flows. In many flows of practical interest, there are regions where viscous forces are negligibly small compared to inertial or pressure forces. Neglecting the viscous terms such as inviscid flow regions, that greatly simplifies that thing. Analysis without much loss is accuracy. I hope you have got my point. This is a sort of diagram which shows clearly the inviscid external flow, the inviscid internal core, the boundary layers where separation takes place, and the boundary layers where it takes place the full viscous flow. So these are the basically from free stream to separation diagram. Moving towards the internal versus external. A flow which is classified as being internal or external depends on whether flow is forced to flow in a confined channel or over a surface. The flow of an unbound fluid over a surface such as plate, a wire or a pipe is external flow, and the flow of a pipe or flow in a pipe or a duct is internal flow if the fluid is completely bounded by solid surfaces. Okay, now the water flow in a pipe is example of internal flow, and the air flow over a ball or over an exposed pipe during a windy day is external. I hope it is quite easy and clear language to get you understand. So thank you. We'll study our next topics in the next class. Thank you.